Mike being bad again. Windows just had an update today. Now it doesn't want to recognize my mic. 1 second. Technical difficulties, but welcome everyone! After 3 weeks, we're finally back for Brighter Shores. Not that we ever left. Still been keeping up with dailies and everything. But I haven't been streaming much lately. But what on earth is going on with this mic? Windows update literally just hit like a couple hours ago. And now it doesn't want to recognize my normal mic. There it is. I think I found it. Wait. Is that it? They added another one, but not the right one. There it is. Alright, we good? Check. Alright, we should be back to normal mic. Anyways, technical difficulties out of the way. So, yes, welcome back to Brighter Shores. So, what have we, missed, quote unquote? The only thing we've really had in recent times as far as content for the game is a bunch of leaks going down. Not much was really done with them other than the quest that we're going to be doing today. The Missing Fisherman, of course, the only quest we don't have done. They've been on quite the questing spree recently, and yeah, it's one of the newer features that ended up coming with it. And one other newer feature, which we're just messing with right now, is they have buffed potent potions for reasons I do not know. They were already kind of strong, but yeah, the amount of EXP you get from these is so much better now. So basically, Forager is even more useless than it already was to go get up, as well as basically only ever wanting to make potent potions now, pretty much the entire way to max. Before, it was like occasionally you would go do some of the lower tier ones, but given that I don't believe they've adjusted any of the pricing whatsoever, or of course the gathering rate of any of them, yeah, it is just better to only do potents now. So of course, like right here, we need to go make a bunch of 10% hope ports that are running pretty low. Need to go get some more racks for that. These we already did all that we need. Obviously the fears that we're doing right now. Eventually our next one that we're going to be doing, we'll get in gathering up, being the crown, so on and so forth. But you could pretty much just ignore anything that isn't a potent potion now, at least from an EXP perspective. Of course, they still have the benefit of if you just have them laying around, you want to go convert them into EXP, it's fine to do. As well as if you just want a higher amount but a slightly lower effect, they're also good for that since you can make about twice as many per hour, as they have not increased the amount of potence you can make per hour. They simply just increase the amount of EXP you get per every single one of them. However, yeah, pretty much just do potence all the way to max. It's essentially the new meta, unless you just happen to have them laying around from what you banked while doing Forge or Gather or other related things. But otherwise, if you can help it, you pretty much only do potence now. Not only is it more knowledge per hour, but it's way more EXP per hour now. And a lot of times, of course, EXP to money ratio is going to be way better on them. There's still a few exceptions to that. But for the most part, you pretty much just potent all the way to max. It's actually really nice too because they actually nerfed some of the early game ones, which are still negative money compared to before, I believe. Like for example, the very first one that used to be like pure profit. I think it used to be like one silver profit each or something. I believe you still lose money on these, but they're more EXP than they used to be in the past. So you do burn through money quicker, but you get more EXP while you're going through the entire process compared to before. So overall, yeah, not that bad. It's good because a lot of my accounts are getting to that point. The two alt accounts, you know, the other two profiles, they're still trying to get the alchemy so they can get a cool potion, and of course brand off inheritance because of that, since they're pretty much already there. But yeah, it'll help them out quite a bit. Oh, that reminds me, I haven't really looked up anything with this update, by the way, so we're just gonna kind of go in blind and see what it is with the Missing Fisherman. I have pretty much not gotten spoiled on anything other than the things that the weekly posts end up going over. For example, we know that there's going to be a teleport portal, and we know that it's like somewhat pirate themed, which I guess would make sense given that this area is like that. But then I guess we could also check the map, because there should be some area. Yeah, this room that definitely looked like they were going to use at some point, they definitely did. And there also seems to be, yeah, a little path over here that goes to somewheres. Which means this whole area should have at least like 4 rooms there, if not 5, if not even more. So, yeah, we'll go explore the new area, see if there's any new skilling activity there, and, yeah, just go do the quests. As soon as we finish this last potion. I wasn't expecting these potions to take so long at the beginning. I just kind of wanted to do the whole spiel at the beginning. But yeah, not much as updates have happened in the last 3 weeks. It's just that quest and then buffing potions, pretty much. I think there was like other few knick-knack stuff, but you know, it was just like small quality of life, you know, very absurdly small things that don't really affect pretty much anything. Let me double check. There was one somewhat recently. Not this. Discussion news. What was the, Oh yeah, they ended up nerfing one of the contracts for cooking and then rebuffing it. So they basically did an update and then completely undid the update. Wonderful. That sounds like something they would do. Change something, then immediately change it back. Where was the, not the weekly leak. Where's the patch notes for when the quest came out? Yeah, just had a few other adjustments too. Yeah, they changed a bunch of requirements for other quests. Most notably, Spider Nest was made easier. I didn't actually check how many levels they made it easier, but that should be nice for newer players now, as that's a pretty vital quest to go get for storage rifts that they have now, yeah, ended up buffing up. Also, wow, you could really see the difference with the XP drops now. I'm not sure how much more XP we're getting each, but wow, is it more? It almost feels like double. I could have sworn I was only getting like 7,000, 8,000 XP each for these things. It's giving like 13k now, whatever it is. Oh yeah, they equalize. You know that one Mines of Matubin quest that requires you to get like absurdly high smithing and like a low level for Bone Right and Stonemason? They end up equalizing out those levels quite a bit. So now anyone who isn't a Cryo Knight doesn't get punished as much. I believe you still need the highest level of smithing compared to the 3, but they're a lot more like equal to each other, instead of smithing being absurdly high and Bone Right and Stonemason being really, really low as far as the requirement for it. But anyways, let's go do this quest. You know what, I'll keep the fear potions we just made on us as well. Well, actually, I'll use the cheaper ones. We don't need the 15s quite yet. Because I don't think I have them equipped right now. Move the potion belt? No. Deposit? Give me those. Give me like 10. We're not going to need that many. For whatever we're about to go need right now. Oh yeah, we already have them equipped. Duh. Alright, perfect. Well, we already have them. There's no space in your potion belt. What do you mean? There's already... Wait, do you have to remove and then... Oh, I have 3-minute fears there. Ah, I ended up putting the really small ones there so we wouldn't waste as much value. I see what I did there. Aha! Alright, well, that's fine, that's fine. I'm actually kind of surprised that the fear doesn't end up replacing the fear when you end up doing that. But anyways, let's go do this quest. Where do you even start it? To start this to start this quest, go to the Starfish Point. Alright, to the Starfish Point. We don't need anything in our inventory. We already got all of our boost potions. We already got our fear potion. But I don't know anything about this quest other than what was mentioned in the leaks every single week. But the only things we know from that is pirate theme, and there is definitely a teleport portal. You can even tell because the name has been changed. This, I think it was just used to be called Hopeport or something, but now it's called Hopeport Garrison because now there's a second teleport. So they couldn't just name it Hopeport or whatever it was before, which makes sense. That should actually get a proper name now. Hey, as far as levels, we have pretty much just been doing passives, by the way. I've been doing very, very little active playing. So much so that I am actually almost locked out of even doing passives. Because I have so many of them that need 4 points. Even both my two alt accounts need 4 points. There's all at the point where they need 4 points for their next thing. And if I was to do all 3, it would take like 3-4 hours to go get them all. I might chip out some of it, at least for the main account, if nothing else. Go unlock it for Bone Right. I just want to get to the point where I can start doing the spikes, which we should be able to do after our next activity because we just need 258 to be able to go do those spikes. Just for when we eventually get our gather really, really high. Here's the quest guy. Someone else doing the quest with us, apparently. Please, sir. I could use some assistance. How can I help? My son, Eric, is missing. He went out in his fishing boat, and he hasn't returned. I've looked for him this far along the beach, but there are nasty pirates and ghouls and like to the north. I don't dare to go further. Not at my age. I'll head north and take a look. Thank you, thank you. You won't regret it. What does he look like? He's 22 with a neat ginger beard and a green wool sweater. He was in a rowing boat. I'll see what I can find. Oh yeah, isn't there a collapsed rowing boat on the Pirate Coast thing? Pretty sure I was already there even beforehand. Yeah, like something like this. Oh no, this is new. This wasn't here before. This definitely wasn't in this room because I remember going up and down here. Oh, is this going to ruin the up-downs for when you go for Limpets? Depending on where you are, if this stays here, this actually ruins doing mana raise slightly. Not a huge amount, but slightly. Do I just have to inspect this? Probably. Alright, we got some items, an eye patch and something. You find some items that could possibly be clues to what happened to Eric. Alright, we have found a green wool. And we found an eye patch. I have found a piece of the green wool and an eye patch boat. Are they a clue to what was happened to him? Okay, let's go to the pirates. Is there a pirate I could talk to up here? And or anything like that? Or more evidence we could find. One-Eyed Valley. This guy's new. He's not part of the passive. Use item on. Eye patch? Is this your eye patch? Why, yes it is. I wondered where that was. So, can I have it back? Also, he's a level 88, which makes me assume we're gonna have to fight him. I need to ask you some more questions first. Have you seen a man with a ginger beard called Eric? No, mate. Most decent folk don't come snopping up here. You say that, but I found your eye patch in his boat. Oh, right, that guy. Stop being evasive. What happened to Eric? It's quite enough questioning for today. You shouldn't even be here. Alright, tell me where Eric is, or feel the force of a cryo knight. We're gonna like two-shot him if this game would let us two-shot him. Unfortunately, it has like a minimum damage thing, so it's gonna take us like 20 hits. That's me, by the way. Oh, yep, let's go obliterate him. Fine, we'll obliterate you real quick. Even though our power difference should make you like one-shotted or two-shotted, it will take us about 12 hits. He's level 88. Even my alt account will obliterate this guy just by punching it. I yield, I yield! I'm ready to parlay. Tell me, what do you know? I admit it. We captured a scurvy fellow you're searching for. He found our secret island base, and we didn't want him blabbing about that. He's imprisoned in our beach base whilst we figure out what to do with him. Sounds like you have a lot of bases. Ah, many bases belong to us. Ah, reference. So, how do I get into the beach base? It's just in the gate to the north, but you'll not get in. It's locked with multiple keys. Oh gosh, we're gonna have to do a fetch quest for like 3 keys. Yes, I will. You're going to tell me where these keys are, or else. I suppose I know where a copy of each key is. Yep, of course it's 3. Why would you do any number other than 3? This is an Andrew Gower game. Also, all games go by 3s. One's held by Sane Rodrigo. Honestly, this just feels like Demon Slayer all over again. Do we need 25 bones for one of them? Only 24 inventory spaces, though. One's held by Sane Rodrigo over at the island hideout. One's held by Mandy Marenhasser, who is catching 40 winks in the hammock there. And one be in my old sea chest. Oh, that's a free one then. Oh, it's probably like has some kind of code though. Alright, let's just go see what he has to say about each one of them. What about the hideout? I'll get in trouble with the others if I tell you about that. You'll get in trouble with me if you don't. Pox on ya. Our secret hideout is a vital part of our totally legal imports business. There is a hidden sandbar in Ray Bay, which leads to the hideout. It might not look like it, but if you step out into the deep sea, the way is there. Look for a rock in the shape of a skull to know where to walk. Tell me about your chest. It's one of the chests on this beach. It's locked with a combination lock, of course it is. What's the combination? I can't remember exactly, but I did write it down, this reminder to help me work it out. We're gonna have to do some math. It's gonna have like some kind of long math equation on it. Eric had better be behind that, or we're gonna have to count something up in an area. That sounds more like something Andrew Gower would do. Because we'll have to count up something in one area, count up something in another area, and then multiply them together to get a number. Eric had better be behind that gate after all this. Yes, he is. I swear it. Alright, I'll leave you be. Alright, what's the code? Please be easy. The number of steps leading up to the fallen monument Yep. Oh gosh, he hasn't changed. The number of steps leading up to the fallen monument multiplied by the pinwheels outside Rockford shop, multiplied by the number of points on a wrinkled starfish, multiplied by the group of, yeah, anyways, hello, Wiki. No, thank you. Wiki, give me, what's this quest called again? What did I name the title of this? Quest name. The missing fisherman, yes. I would like one free, not need to multiply 4 numbers together code, please. Missing fisherman. I just want to see, the code. Code. Do you not have code? There it is, 1920, okay. Anyways, we did all the math, it is 1920, easy. Oh wait, that's not it. Where's his, chest? Wait, where's the chest that he's talking about? Hey, that's just a normal trunk, right? Where's his chest with a code on it? I'm confused now. Wait. Use item on? No. Where's the chest code thing? The hideout. I have a combination reminder to Pirate's Hideout. Yeah, some kind of chest here. Alright, where are the other chests then? There are more? Let's have to talk to her. Oh, there it is. Vandy's chest. What was it again? 1, 2... there's a combination on the padlock. What was it? 1, 2, 90? Let's see. Combination doesn't work. Oh, sorry. 1, 9, 20. Dyslexia. 1, 9, 2, 0. There we go. Right number, wrong combination. Alright, we got a key. Alright, one down. Didn't they say the other one was with Mandy? Mandy's Mercer at the pirate hideout. Okay, let's go talk to this person then. Buzz off. I'm trying to take a nap here. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. One-eyed Vandy sent me to get you, get your key. Is that true, Vandy? Technically. Vandy? Yes, I can vouch that Tacit needs access to the beach hideout. Wait, where's my key? It's gone. I'm sure I had it right here. Oh, a goblin took it or something, or a ghoul. Let's see. Help me find it. Oh, tracks. Oh, yep, animal footprints. Maybe these animal footprints by the hammock or some sort of clue. Animal footprints lead south. The animal footprints keep going south. They keep going south. Not sure if I have to keep interacting with them, because we can see them right there. Obviously, it's going east and south again. I'll still keep interacting just in case. Looks like they're going further south. Well, it technically says east, but isn't that a footprint right there? No. Wait, where are the tracks then? Oh, they're all the way over there. Makes sense. It's probably going to go head to a hair beast or something. Is this the only creature that would have footprints over in this area? Or at least multiple like this. Oh, or a new raccoon that was added over here. Interesting. Did I just attack you? What's going on here? Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Interesting. What did the final one say about the raccoons? The animal footprints lead to those raccoons over there. Interesting. I don't have any item that works on them, though. Bandits in animal form. Raccoon stash. Oh, what did I get from the stash? I'm trying to anger them so they'll, like, attack me or something. I can't use item on it. I'm gonna use an item on them, so I would have to distract them with an item. And then do something with the stash. The key vanished from Mandy. Animal footprints have led to their overgrown field. They aren't keen to let me investigate the raccoon stash. So yeah, we need some kind of item to go distract them with then down the line, which is definitely a key item. Okay, let's go try to get the other one then that's in the water. Now I'll come back to raccoons. Well, we need some kind of key item to go distract them or something. Alright, and there should be a skull rock over here. Alright, there we go. There we go. Nice. That's actually the first time I believe he's used that minigame in this game. He used it a lot in old school RuneScape. From like 2005 to 2006. Oh, trunk. Come on, give me something I can distract the thingies with. Hey, there's no resource nodes. Oh, no, no. Giant snapper. Up, up, up. New resource. So that might just be a quest item that we're going to need to fish up later. Hey, there's something we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen the portal stone yet. Oh, we found something. What is this? You find a spool in the chest. Attach this to a snapper rod if you want to catch a giant... Okay, so we're going to need to get that, need that to catch a snapper. Okay, perfect. Nice, nice. Hideout hostage area. Alright, let me go check this barrel over here. I thought that would go there first, but okay, we'll go all the way around. Alright, what is this? You find some bait in the barrel. Okay, that's for the snapper as well. Still trying to search everything in case we can get something for the raccoon. Yeah, that's just a normal chest. Yeah, we got something else. We got fishing line. Okay, so that's also for the fishing rod. So assumably for him, we're going to need to catch that snapper. Oh! Raccoon chow! Huge, 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 huge. Alright, we know exactly what that's for then. So we'll use that on the raccoon and then we should be good to go. To go get the other key. Alright, let's go talk to him. It looks like we're going to need to make a special fishing rod or something. Wow, visitor, I didn't get many of them. Who even are you? I'm a key inspector. Honestly. I'm a key inspector. I'm a key inspector. I've come to see if all your keys are in good working order. Hello, even water. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, they added this quest 2 days ago. I've been busy the last 2 days, so I haven't been able to get around to it, so I figured we'd do it today. Is that a thing? Of course. I'll just have a quick look at your keys, and then I'll be on my way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. I'm a fellow pirate. I was sent to collect your key. Why are you so called Saint Rodrigo? Honestly, we're just gonna say the thing. I'm here to get your key. Before we discuss keys, I must insist you tell me who you are. Let's see. I'm a fellow pirate. I prefer to think of myself as an importer rather than a pirate. I try not to partake in the attacking people for money side of business. You need to be a bit insane to do that. I'm not insane, so I leave that to the rest of you. Let's see. What do you call it? San Rodrigo. My grandfather was also called Rodrigo. I was actually wondering about the sane part. I thought that was self-evident. Are you sane? I don't appear sane to you? That's not what I meant. I am totally sane. Sane, do you hear me? Okay, okay. Let's see. I was sent here to collect your key. Why do you need that? It's confidential. In that case, so is the whereabouts of the key? Vandy needs some of the stuff from the beach base. Yeah, there we go. I have to say, it's inconvenient collecting everyone's key every time we need something. True, though you know how important it is to keep the portal secure. Ah, the portal! That's where the portal is. Yes, the portal. Very important. The second teleport to the zone. I can tell you're not convinced. We'll figure out how it works, but if we do, it'll help hugely with our imports. We'll see what happens. So anyway, about the key. Ah, yes, about that key. It's been swallowed by Steven. That fish over there? Who the heck is Steven? And why is he swallowing keys? He's the giant snapper who swims off the pier. I was going for a walk when I dropped the key and he swallowed it. I've tried to catch him and make him spit it out, but I'm not good enough of a fisher. Here, I have this snapper fishing rod. Alright, that's easy enough. It needs a new line and spool. We already found them. There's some amongst the supplies on this island. Oh, and you'll need a snapper bait too. Already got it all. Perfect. Do I just attach everything to the pole? Use item on. Here we go. Use item on. What was this? Is this it? Nothing happens. Oh, wait, did I attach everything at once? Oh, that's convenient. I thought we'd have to do them one at a time. Nice. Okay, I think we have a working fishing rod now. What does this say? Snapper rod. And then we have bait. One of these somewheres here is bait. Yeah, snapper bait. There we go. Yeah, hopefully should be as easy as just fishing over here. We already have the fishing requirement, of course. Actually, what was the requirement for this quest? I know we have it, obviously, with 263 fisher. We definitely have it. However, the fishing requirement for this quest is 66 fisher and 68 forager. But obviously we have way more than enough. By an excess of like 200. Come on, little snapper. Easy enough. Give me the key. I do have to go and get it from its mouth. Search. Alright, there we go. And the final key is the raccoons, and we already got the raccoon bait earlier. Perfect. Actually, I probably don't even need to talk to him. I think we're good to go. Is that quest completed already? That's pretty quick. Because the only thing we needed for the raccoon thing was the raccoon bait. And we found that at the hideout that we're just at. So it should be as easy as just going there. Let's see if we have to fight the raccoons, but that shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, they mentioned a little while back that they're not going to make any quests have a requirement over 200. And given that this is a 6-star quest, honestly, they might not even be going over like 80 or 90 or even 100. Because this is the first 6-star quest, and the highest requirement is only level 66. Which is not that bad at all. Obviously, for the alt accounts that barely been playing, that's like absurdly high. Though they have been doing their fishing daily. I think they're at like 50-something. Getting Forager that high is going to be annoying, though. But anyways, let's go get the raccoon. Actually, I believe one of them's AFK Forager right now. Because I didn't want to go get them their full points they need to go AFK their post-200 activity. Because that would take too long. So I just have them trying to get the Forager requirement for this quest. As well as the other one for Equipable Potion. Alright, can I distract you guys now? Use item on raccoon bait. Yeah, let me go search the little thingy now. Yeah, easy enough. Now give me the key, thank you. Oh, do they stay there forever? Because that might be a little bit annoying when training in that area now. Because one of the training spots here is to go back and forth between these two plants. Let's see, do they stay there? Let me go out of the room and come back. Do they just eat there indefinitely? Oh no, they do! Can you still hit over them though? Let's see. Do they count as a wall object? Just want to see something real quick. Okay, you can shoot over them at least. But if you were to do something like that, it'll path you around them. I don't think you're allowed to go through. Oh no, you can go through them. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it just happened to be there. Okay, they don't actually count as an object. I thought they would like block you or something, but no, you can just walk right through them. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it hasn't ruined that training spot at all. Anyways, we got all 3 keys now, right? Yep, that's everything. That's every quest item. Yeah, let's go get our portal stone unlocked. That was really, really easy. I feel like there's at least one more catch once we get in there. Because if this is quest completed the second we open this, we can go find him in there. This is being held hostage by someone. Alright, all the keys. Oh, you're not. Oh, come on. You made me only have to do one for the other, but you're gonna have to make me do all 3 keys. I guess you could bring them here one at a time if you wanted to. But there we go. Open sesame. Give me that portal stone. Alright. Cutscene. Alright, there he is in his prison. Oh, yep. There's a guard. Oh, that looks like a boss arena if I've seen a boss arena before. The only problem is our level difference is so high that he's going to be obliterated regardless of what we do here. Even the alt account should be able to take him on pretty easy. Only level 95? You! What are you doing here? You're not a pirate! Which of you useless lots let this landlubber in ya? Fine, looks like I'll just deal with you myself. I'm just gonna let Aldo retaliate, take him out. Let's go take a nice sip of water. Let's see, does he have any mechanics? Okay, he has an anchor. That you should probably move away from. You got this. Alright, let me actually click attack move. Yeah, we'll try to dodge his mechanic. Alright, so we just move. Yeah, and then you would just range him if you had more ammo. If only we had a skill tree system that gave us more ammo in the game. Or whatever they're going to be doing with it. Interesting, it looks like he stays stunned until you hit him. So if this was a natural boss, you would want to pot up during that time. It doesn't seem like you unstun him until you do a hit on him. And right here, you'd want to use your range weapon with your near infinite ammo under the new combat system that isn't in the game yet. And right here, you would just drink your potion. What do you say? Is there enough time? Yeah, there's enough time for you to drink a potion, probably even 2 of them. And then unstun him. Yeah, it looks like you can get one potion drink in that time. If this boss was actually hard. There's enough downtime to get a boost potion off or to get a heal potion off. So you could probably kill this guy at like level 40. Is you can heal once during the fight and then heal once every single time in this phase before you whack him again. And while he's spinning, you use some of your ammo to poke him once or twice. But you should only need like combat level 40 or 50 to take this guy out. Oh, never mind. You might not be able to use a ranged weapon while he's spinning. I just noticed it disables all my stuff when he's spinning like that. I just have to dodge and drink a potion. Yeah, one more phase and that should be dead. Oh, I thought it was over. Whoops. Because of that, we're gonna have to do one more phase. No. Now, let me try luring him over here first. So we have some room to dodge around. And that should be a dead pirate. Interesting. Does the first hit you do out of stun actually do more damage? I'm sure if it got really good RNG, but we hit really, really high on the first hit out of stun. Hoshanks! Maybe we just let them stay there. I'm sure it's fine. What harm can it do? Can we loot his body? Oh, I wanted like a pirate saber or something. Oh, there's the stone. Is there anything else in this room, or is it just for teleport? Oh yeah, also we should probably go rescue the guy. I forgot, that's what the whole quest was for. It wasn't for the portal stone, it was to rescue him. That was definitely for the portal stone. Hi, I've been sent by your father to rescue you. Well, thank you so much. Those rotten pirates have been debating whether to kill me. Piclorin is waiting down by Starfish Point. He has been very worried about you. I can imagine. I better go and talk to him. I'll see you down there. One thing I've noticed, none of these rooms have had any resources in them. Like, there's no new resource nodes or anything. We just got a portal stone over here. Alright, let me go open up this gate, because this leads back to, what's it called? This is where you click your, monument pieces. Which is also a really good way to get to monument now. As far as getting all your pieces and everything. But what's not the quickest teleport to now? If you want to fight ghouls, if you want to reach any of these AFK activities, if you want to go collect monument pieces, if you want to start doing Forge or over here. But honestly, pretty much everything in this area. Because this teleport should be literally everything when it comes to this area. Honestly, probably even for Lobster. Oh no, is it? I might need to double check the tiles later. Unfortunately, my auto counts are way too far away to be able to unlock this quite yet. But it might even be quicker to get to Lobster Venture compared to here. Actually, this one does look like a little closer. It's more of a straight path from here, if nothing else. Whereas here's a lot windier. Yeah, at least everything else, it does seem like it's closer, though. The biggest issue is no new storage rift. So it's still kind of awkward to get to a lot of these. But if nothing else, it is way better to bank Gennard now. As now you would just go and teleport once you have full inventory to the closest storage rift, which hopefully they'll add some better ones in the future. Then you teleport back to here and then just go straight back to Gennard. So for Gennard banking, it should be quicker. Mana Ray banking is probably about the same, but might be slightly quicker. The only problem is everything else it's not quicker for. It's not quicker for COD. It's not quicker for anything on like South Beach over here as far as banking them. It's not quicker for pretty much everything other than monument pieces. I think monument pieces is the only thing that might be quicker to bank, but then again, you're already like right there. So it technically doesn't even help with banking monument pieces. Getting to monument pieces, it is. But actually banking them, I think the only things you use it for is Gennard and maybe Mana Ray. But honestly, it might literally just be Gennard. Might be the only thing you actually use this portal for, other than getting to this area quicker. Other things that are decent, though, is Rocky Road. Rocky Road teleport is huge. They actually nerfed it and then unnerfed it, but one of the biggest things is I believe they have maintained how good... Oh, I don't have a Rocky Road task right now. But I believe they have maintained how good the value is for doing a Rocky Road turn-in for Chef. So, yeah, that's huge for that. You will always use that for your Rocky Road teleport now. Unfortunately, that does mean you won't be able to pick up the 5 nettle every single time you walk by. Or 6 if you want to go for the far one. But you won't be able to pick up your 5 to 6 nettle whenever you go to Rocky Road. But gosh, it is so much quicker. It's like 3 rooms away compared to having to go from the previous alternative. Which is like go all the way from over here to there manually walking. But now you just teleport here and then just walk straight there. So that's way, way, way quicker. Anyways, let's go finish this quest. But overall, that portal stone, it's nice for initially getting to this area. But as far as banking, the only thing you would ever use it on in the current state of the game is Gennard, pretty much. And I guess maybe for racks, if you wanted to do like Gennard rack together. And do like 6 Gennards, 3 rack, and then start banking them. Which honestly, we're at the exact level where we could do that. Maybe we should go do that just to test it out and try to test out the new portal. You know what, that'll be the first thing we go do. I'll go test out the new portal on Gennard rack. Because we're actually at the exact level where Gennard rack is worth it. We're at 261 Gennard, which is only 2 levels higher. And we're at 209 rack, which is only 1 level higher. So we're pretty much at the perfect level range to go do Gennard rack. Because before I was doing a little bit of COD rack. But we've gotten a high enough fishing from not doing the games for so long that, from doing the passive, of course. That, or the venture, whatever you want to call it. Also, we need more venture slots. Let's see, do we get more venture slots here? I highly doubt it. Eric, my son, you've returned! Yes, I was captured by, dastardly pirates. Fortunately, Tessa came along and freed me. Also, hello, Chad, if I didn't already say hello earlier. Welcome, welcome. Hope everyone's been having a wonderful week so far. Thank you so much, Tacit. You're a true hero. Hey, is that it? Any other reward, or is this EXP? Nope, it's just the portal stone. Unfortunate. About a little bit of EXP into everything. Not a lot, though. Which is to be expected because our levels are so high. When we do it on the alt account, we'll probably gain like a few levels for everything. But we gain like nothing. Alright, let me go do the Gennards. I want to see how Gennard rack is. Because now it's actually viable to bank them from this location, whereas before it was so far away. So we'll go try it out and see how it is. Oh yeah, we got a new teleport now too. What's it called? Hopeport Coast. Or Coastal. And Garrison, of course, for the main one that used to exist before. Alright, let's go and test this out. Go get our potions up. Actually, let me go get a thingy ready. Where's my potion belt? Actually, let me do it with potion and keep the teleport over there. Let's see, we'll do it like that. Alright, drink one of these. Make it smaller. But we're gonna go test it now that we have a new teleport. Because it seems like the only thing that really benefits from it, other than, you know, just getting to this area quicker. Because for getting to this area quicker, it's better for everything except maybe lobster, where I think using the old method would still be fine. But now it's actually worth banking these. So we'll go click on every single... It's also really AFK as well. You click on every Gennard on this room, you then click on every rack on this room, and then you'll be perfectly positioned to go set up into the next cycle. And you just click every Gennard, click every rack, rinse and repeat, and then when you need a bank, you bank. How many items are we getting at a time, though? 9? So what? That will leave us at a weird ratio, then. Because we're getting 9 items every cycle, but only have 24 inventory. That's the only bad thing about this. I guess you don't rack one at a times, I think would be the best way to do it. Is you only double rack, but you don't go for the triple rack. Because the Gennards would already pretty much be respawned by then anyways. That, or maybe you go for 2 racks each time. Wait, that might be the play. I think you just double rack so you can get to Gennard quicker. Oh yeah, I think that's definitely the play. You gotta figure out which rack is the worst. It's probably the one all the way back there. I think you go for the 2 that are by the shoreline. And then, that'll be perfect. Okay, that'll be it then. You just have to grab 2 racks every time instead of 3. And that way you'll have the right amount of rack relative to the amount of Gennards you got. Because that should be 18 Gennards and 6 racks then for perfect inventory. It seems like the game plan. Because any moment now the rack should spawn. And then click on this rack, and then your Gennard should spawn. Oh, perfect. So yeah, you just ignore that rack over there then. Is how you would end up doing it. So you'd want this to be a little bit closer. I guess you could just click on this, fine. And then go click on every fish again. And since we did it weird before, because normally you would grab a double rack here to finish off, But since we grabbed 3 the other time, we'll just grab the other one and teleport out, teleport back, boom, repeat. You could even do the racks at the beginning. I think that would be the play as well. When you first enter the room, you should grab double racks starting from here. Because you're going to be over there when you teleport in, so you should grab that rack, then this rack, then go grab your 6 Gunards. Something like that. Now, we'll try it out after this telly. Just to set it up properly for our next cycle, I want to take this one first. So that we're set up properly for next cycle, since we did it weird for this one. Alright. And then we just teleport to a place. Normally I go to the one in Chapter 2. I've actually been starting to use the Chapter 3 one a little bit more recently. Just so we don't have to worry about getting aggroed. Because these are way easier to aggro skip than the other things. It's about the same distance. But I've been using this as my closest storage rift. I really wish they would add a better one in the game, just in general though. Because our 2 options are not the greatest, but let's go use the new teleport for the first time. And then we'll go drink our potion that we need. And we should be right next to double rack, right over here. And then we start by double rack, and then we go for 6 Gunard, and double rack, and, you know, rinse, repeat. And we go for an XP pot right here. Double rack, starting from this one. And then you only take the doubles of the shoreline rack. And you just triple, then you do 6 Gunard, 6 Gunard, 6 Gunard then. Going for double rack in between each. Yeah, it should work out perfectly. And then once you get your final 6 Gunard, you teleport away. And then you rinse and repeat starting from this exact cycle that we just did. Yeah, that should be the meta for Gunard rack now. So they are way better to bank now compared to before. Like, way, 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 way better. Actually, I say that. Is it really that much? I don't know. You are saving a little bit. It's not, like, insanely so. But it is definitely slightly better than the previous way that you had to go bank them. The only weird thing here is the other rack going to be spawned in time by the time I get there? I think it should. Oh, I need that skeleton AFK. Yep, give me that, give me that. That's the passive activity I want to go unlock today. Because I've been slacking on getting them unlocked. Oh, wait, that's a problem. Oh, we might need to get more creative with our pathing then. I forgot. The foraging does not spawn at the same time as the fish. The fish spawn quicker. I forgot about that factor. Aha! Alright, well that's fine. We're just gonna have to grab like a weird one rack at the end. I think we'd still do the pattern that we did. The other alternative is you just grab all 3 right now. Because there's nothing stopping us from just clicking all 3. Let's grab all 3 of these and then be ready for Gunard once they spawn right over there. Man, it still seems fine. As long as you grab 6 by the end of it, it doesn't really matter how you grab the 6 for the most part. As long as you're trying to cut down the downtime where Gunards are despawned. Because when they're spawned, you ideally want to be grabbing them. Because the whole point of even grabbing the racks is to do it in the downtime when they're not up. Also, can you stop running a mile away? I really hate some of these that are in these bigger pools. Because they just keep running and running and running and running. Almost need like a lore potion. We really need that, like an aggro potion instead of a fear potion. Where enemies around you like try to attack you for X amount of time. Not only would it allow combat to be as AFK's raid dens, but it would be so nice for fish if they would come towards you rather than constantly running away. Oh, not that one. I want to see, is this one that much closer? I always feel like it is. But when you account for how much aggro time there is... Because I counted the tiles one day, and was really surprised by like how similar they were. But this one definitely feels quicker, especially if you get the aggro skip on Wendigo and don't get aggroed by it. The only problem is you get aggroed so easily over there. Man, and just rinse and repeat that cycle until you have literal thousands of them. These are actually pretty useful too. I need them at my current cooking level too. Or I will. At 234 cooking, we'll need them. So in 2.5 more chef levels, we'll need that. Which is pretty close. We're almost there. But I think at this point, the main goal for the rest of the stream is just get 3 more knowledge points. I want to get 3 more knowledge points so we can end up getting the bone ray activity. Trying to think of anything else that we can do while using this portal stone though. Because there really isn't that much. You can bank rack Gennard with it, which is great because we're at the exact level range where that is viable. You can get to anything in this area initially quicker. It's not worth banking anything in this area using this portal other than Gennard rack. But you can get to them initially slightly quicker than you were before. Other than that, I guess chef contracts for Rocky Road is the only other really big one. Since you could just teleport over and just bring it right in. Because I believe they nerfed it initially, but then unnerfed it. So it is actually really good value to go do the Rocky Road contract now. Because it's basically as high as it was before when it was like the furthest away contract. But it's actually one of the closest ones now, being only 3 rooms away from a teleporter. So that one got a huge buff. Just in how much quicker you can end up getting to it. But beyond that, yeah, the only thing you really use the portal stone for is getting here initially. Gennard rack is the only time you would ever use it to bank. But that's perfect because that's exactly what we need it for. How convenient. Or only like the few people at the exact level range where it matters. Because to fully utilize it, you would need Gennard to be your best fish. And to have 209 Forager. And we are at both. As far as level range where it's worth doing. Which is pretty convenient. Yeah, it's gonna be forever for my old accounts to ever get to this point though. They're doing okay, though. They finally have a post 200 skill, but I haven't really been getting them the knowledge they need for it. Supposedly, they're working on trading soon, so hopefully we'll have that in the game so I can go give them the money they need to go and actually do what they need to go do. And by that, I mostly mean the Hammer Mage. Because the Hammer Mage is so money locked out of training the skill right now. It's very unfortunate. So much so, it basically has to manually train it with money. Because the passives are just so bad at its level range until it gets to level 206. Because there's a really annoying wall for Stonemason if you're doing it passive only. Where you don't get your passive for post 200 until level 206. And this is very problematic. Because that leaves such a dead area where you're gaining horrifically bad XP rate. I gotta get used to these new teleports. It's now like a nice solid grid. Till we get chapter 5! We're almost there. I haven't been making too much progress on chapter 5, but it definitely seems like in the next few months it should be out. Which of course will be the first new chapter since launch. And with it, immediately 3 new quests as well. 2 side quests in the main story. But of course the more interesting thing is the 3 new skills that comes with it. Technically 4 if you count the enemies in the area. I'm curious if they're going to have the combat rework out by then, though. Because based on what we currently know, it doesn't seem like it. We should have trading by then, but we're probably not going to have combat rework by then. But the cycle seems like it's working. The only time we have a little bit of downtime that's kind of annoying is when we have to grab the 3 rack after the set. But beyond that, we pretty much have no downtime on the Gennards, which is nice. I say as they're not respawning right now. Come on. There we go. That actually means we got through the fish really, really quickly if they're not respawning by then. Because it's a pretty variable number how quickly we end up catching all 6. So if we're actually ever waiting there, it's just because we caught them so absurdly quick. Which means none of them ran away from us, luckily. The main time that we want to go super quick is actually this cycle right now. Because the slower we go, the more downtime there'll be. Since we need to grab the 6 rack anyways. And by 6, I mean 3. That's the annoying thing about rack. Rack is in 2 different rooms a mile apart. There's 3 rack over here and 3 rack over here. It is never worth doing 6 rack, ever. There's not a single circumstance where you'd ever do 6 rack. You're either doing Gennard plus rack, or 3 rack, or you're doing Cod plus 3 rack. It is never, never worth doing 6 rack. I guess there is a pathing for it now if you wanted to do it with monument pieces, I guess, though. I still don't feel like that's worth it. Because now you can make a full circle. Before, this was a dead-ended room. But now it's connected to the other room. So you actually can full circle into 6 rack into 6 monument piece. I don't feel like that is worth it, though. But it's something we could technically do at our next level range. The level range where that would be worth doing is at level 228 would be the first and probably only level range where you could get away with that. Where you do 6 monument piece into 6 rack. Or 8 monument piece into 8 rack. I mean, I forgot. It's actually an 8, not a 6er. And then you would just bank when you have 24 rack. Since you could just keep putting the monument pieces into the storage. Because that storage only lets you put monument pieces into it, not everything. Oh, so you can technically do this with high-level limpets as well. Of course, we're not doing it because our limpets are low-level. But the same method works for high-level limpet if you have really high forager level. Like 300 and... what was it? Yeah, 396. If you're doing like the final 100 stretch. And you have Gennard synergy with it. You can do 6 Gennard into 3 limpet. Or, you know, kind of what we're doing now, where you get 18 total Gennards and 6 limpets banked. But we are far a ways off of that. Pretty sure most people will only have access to the rack, if even this rack. This 396 Forger is kind of crazy high. So if you're going that high, you're just going for like full monument by that point. Oh wait, that's another strategy too. I didn't think about that till just now. That first rack respawned at the same time as the fish. So to make it so we don't have to backtrack for it, it would actually make sense to start with that rack. So instead of going for 3 racks on our cycle that we're about to do right now, what I should do is start at that 1 rack that just respawned. And then we only have to do double rack and then start back over here. Because that would work a lot better. Since the Gennards are already respawned by then. Alright, let's pay attention. By the time we hit to the second rack, is this area respawned? Like if I was to walk like 6 tiles in that direction, would there be? Yep, there would be. Okay, that's what we have to start doing then. I gotta grab this rack on the second respawn. So we'll end up taking it because we end up having the timer when we first enter the room. When we take the first rack over there. But then we should wait on the timer on this guy, because they summon at the same time as the fish anyways. That'll work out perfectly then. And it makes it so we have less downtime leading into the final 6 Gunard. See, we're still doing some efficient things. If we're going to play, we might as well play efficiently when we do. I haven't been playing as much, but if we're going to be playing, might as well do it efficiently. But yeah, my playtime is definitely slowed down. Especially since this is, I think, the longest time we've ever gone without streaming the game, 3 whole weeks. Technically 22 days. 1 day more than 3 weeks. I would have the other day, I was just busy the last 2 days. Still been enjoying the game though. But now that they've been starting to kind of change things and everything, it's more so just kind of waiting until they have more content. Because they completely butchered combat until they fully fix it, or revert it, or whatever they're going to do with it. But until they get like skill tree and everything, combat basically doesn't even exist. And so many things feed into combat, so it just doesn't feel as rewarding to go get them up. Like mining smithing's the main thing I want to do, but it doesn't feel rewarding if the combat system isn't fixed. Because they broke it more than they improved it the last time they tried touching it. But yeah, so what I'm going to do with this next one is the timer for the rack started the second we took that first rack. So now when we take that rack after taking the 6 Gunard, it should respawn pretty much within several seconds, like a few seconds. So we're just going to stand there and grab it. It's going to respawn at the same time as the fish, pretty much. So it saves us from having to go for a triple at the end. And then we could just do a double and then go straight back to fishing. It should save a few seconds every cycle. Because we have to go really out of our way to grab the one every time. Whereas doing it this way, we don't have to. The only big downside of this is if I don't get to this rack quick enough. There is a situation where I grab these 6 Gunards so slow that this rack doesn't double spawn. Which might actually happen here because I felt pretty slow in the Gunards. But what should ideally happen is we take this and then within 3 seconds it respawns. And at any moment now it should respawn. And there we go. Yeah, it's going to be the cycle. And what this does is, on our next cycle, instead of having to grab 3, we only have to grab the 2. And then head straight back to these Gunards, and then we teleport from here, and then rinse and repeat. Yeah, it saves a few seconds. Not a lot, but it makes it so we don't have to backtrack for that one later. We do have to use some time to go get it, but it's way less time than walking all the way over there. And so now, instead of having to grab 3, we just grab these 2 and then head straight back here. And by then, they should be respawned by the time we hit the water. Probably even before we hit the water. And then they should hopefully be respawned by the time we get there. There they are. Yep, perfect. Alright, that's our new cycle then. We've gotten perfect Gunard rack cycle for teleport. Like one of the only few things you could use this teleport for. But I need all the resources. I need the, these make 10% potions for the area. Plus they got buffed the other day, so now they give even more XP. So they're even more worth doing than they already were. And on top of that, we need the Gunard for fishing in, or cooking in 3 levels. It's only a 1-step cook as well. It does require 2 ingredients, but it's only a 1-step. And the harder ingredient, of course, is these Gunards. We're gonna need thousands of them as well. Both for fishing and for chef. Also, I really hope we do get a better teleport in Stonewall Hill. Even if we have to, like, build it. Even if it has, like, a 300 builder requirement locked behind it or something. I really want a better storage rift. It was technically after the Andrew Gower years, but Old School RuneScape's equivalence of storage rift is literally 1 tile away from an instant teleport. And the sad part is, it's not even used that much. Despite how broken that is. It's barely even used that much by people. But it's literally a infinite teleport that's instantaneous that is one tile away from a storage rift equivalence. Like, if we could get something even close to that in Brighter Shores, that'd be amazing. Obviously, teleports have a delay in this game. But, you know, something better than, like, 20-something tiles away would be great. As well as not needing to go through an aggro room. Because right now, every single one of the quick teleports for a storage rift have to go through a combat room. There's not a single one that is absurdly close where you can avoid a combat room. So I'm hoping Stonewall Hill has something behind some kind of builder requirement where you get like a really, really good storage rift next to a teleport within like 10 tiles or less. I was waiting for my guy to keep walking towards the rest of them and then realize, oh yeah, I need to go click on them, don't I? Oh, so it's kind of funny because the last time we were doing Gennards, we were actually doing 2004 Scape or whatever that one was called, that one private server thing. It was actually the same day that we were doing Gennards at the time, pre-200. I guess this is the first and only post-200 Gennard. Well, not the only, but the first post-200 Gennard. Yeah, the last time we were here, we were doing 2004 Scape. I wonder how that's still been going. I've been playing some old school RuneScape. I haven't played like the private server or anything though. Actually, old school RuneScape got a new boss today, Yama. There's one of them in that new area that's exclusive to old school RuneScape that they've been slowly trying to fill with content over the last like decade. Which has some pretty good drops. I don't want to do it on the hardcore yet though. There are hardcores doing it, as it doesn't seem that dangerous. But I do want to wait a little bit. Wait till they get all the bugs out. Wait till they fix everything. And wait till this boss is so solved that you can do it pretty much with your eyes closed. Seems relatively straightforward, but there are a few things that can hit you pretty hard. It's also a dual boss, so you need someone else on your team who actually knows what they're doing. Which is also a problem. Oh, wrong teleport. Good, we got the aggro skip. So I keep getting disoriented with what way I need to go whenever I get into this room. But yeah, it's south. It's just my camera angle keeps making me think it's a different direction. So there are a few manual clicks here I probably should be doing to save some tiles. This rack, I believe in both directions, you have to manually click to save a tile. Because if I just click on that, we waste a tile going inwards instead of forward. Because we want to click forward manually so that we're closer to Gennard once we're done picking it up. I believe you have to do the same way the other way around. I know, I hear lightning outside. Don't go disconnect again. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to go test with this new feature. I just really can't think of anything that you would do other than Gennard rack and Limpet rack with it. Other than getting here initially. But that's just for your first teleport. And of course contracts for Rocky Road, obviously. But aside from contract for Rocky Road, banking either Gennard rack or Gennard Limpet, and your initial teleport for getting anywheres over here. Beyond that, it's not really used for much. At least it's used a bit more than Chapter 2's teleport, but nowhere near as much as Chapter 3 or 4's teleport. So it's not the worst teleport stone in the game, if nothing else. It's just the second worst. I would say the worst teleport stone in the game is Chapter 2 stone. It's used basically just for Dock Leaf. Actually, that's not true. It's used for the 8% potion too, but since they buffed 10% potions, that 8% potion is pretty irrelevant now. It's technically also used for initially getting there, similar to how, you know, this area is used for initially getting here. However, this saves way more time compared to the other teleport. Like, this one saves way more time getting to the west part of Hopeport than the other one does getting to the north part of Hope Forest. Give the weather, well, we have 74 and sunny. Oh no, what's my weather thingy say right now? It's definitely not sunny. It is so gloomy outside right now. There's a little weather thing that this thing normally has. I don't even see it. Windows update, what did you do? You ruined all my interface. I'm not sure where it is. Normally don't even check it out often. It's a really gloomy day here, though. The weather's pretty nice, like, temperature-wise. But it's gloomy, thunder noise randomly every, like, several minutes. Clouds will move eventually, though. Oddly enough, no rain today. Just the clouds being angry. The sky's angry, but no rain's falling. Also, I really hope they use that as a repeatable boss area. When they start adding repeatable bosses, that 100% needs to be one of them. Especially since they already coded the mechanic and everything, might as well. Oh, so hello, more zombies! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. How's the grind been going? But yeah, we've still been at it. Quite a bit less than normal, but still been at it. I've also been just keeping up with passives and everything. Actually, my alt accounts are so behind on passives right now. Both of them need like a little over an hour grind to even go get to where they are. I've mostly just been trying to AFK them to all the quest completion at this point. Mostly Hopeport at the moment, because there's so many Hopeport quests as of recently. Though the next quest that should be out should be a 2 or 3 star one, or 4, whatever it was. The next quest should be something for what's it called chapter? Where was it? Not this. It should be for chapter 2. I'm trying to find, let me go click on everything. I'm trying to find it. 1 second. But, this right over here. We go to discussions, news. But on the spoilers, the weekly leak, I believe the next thing is the star quest in chapter 2. Yeah, the 3-star quest in chapter 2 is the next thing. I don't believe we know any requirement or anything for it. Obviously, our main account has it. Both my 2 alts should not have the requirement, though. But, yeah, that'll be the next one we'll have to go do. And then they will probably go to Mines of Batubin and, you know, keep going from there. Which means they'll finally be paywalled again. Personally, I still have membership right now. But I know a lot of people kind of stopped doing the membership. Main reason I still have it up, other than, you know, I still like doing stuff in those chapters, is my alt account's still been trying to get Bonewright and Stonemason up so that they can AFK to 500. So down the line, we'll be good to go when trading comes out. Because we'll have an account that has 500 Smithing, 500 Stonemason, and 500 Bonewright. I won't have it all 3 on one account, but I will have access to all 3. So I'm not going to need to worry about someone who has 500 all being online at a given time. I can simply just juggle it through my accounts. Hopefully when trading comes out, there'll be some kind of convenient way to do it. Back when they were first talking about trading, they said they weren't going to do that, but hopefully it'll change their mind by the time trading actually comes out. And it'll be a convenient way to trade items between your 3 accounts. Because if so, it would only take us like barely any time at all to go make a 4-star at any level range we want. It would still take a while to get the drop, obviously. But if they added a convenient way to trade between them, it would only be like an extra minute of inconvenience if they make a good system for it. Whereas right now, with what we currently know, we're going to have to like trust trade it to some other person. And then just trust trade all 3 pieces to someone, or 2 of them, and then have them trade it to my main account. Which is so much more annoying. But hopefully it'll have some kind of convenient way of doing it by then. Fingers crossed. But based on what they said in the past, they're not going to do that initially, but hopefully it'll change their mind by then. Is the reward for this quest really worth it? If you're doing a lot of Hope Port, I would say it is. There's not much you use it for, though. Like, I'm using it for pretty much one of the only few things you would ever use it for. Which is banking Gennard Rack or banking Limpet Rack. I mean, Limpet Gennard. Because that's the only thing is really worth using it on. Just because these are so far from a bank. But no, the quest reward isn't really that good. The main thing it's used for is the initial teleport to get to the west side of Hopeport. So if you're transitioning activities a lot and wanting to farm Hopeport a lot, you definitely want to get this quest done, as it gets you to West Hopeport really quickly. But it's not a super high priority quest. It has about the same benefits as the other generally considered weakest quests, which is Forgotten Things. Because the main reward is just a teleport stone that helps with like a very small amount of activities. And that's exactly what the missing Fisherman does. The main reward for it is just a teleport stone. I do have to say this teleport stone is more useful, at least, than the one in Chapter 2. But not that much so. As it only really helps you for your initial teleport over. The activity we're doing now is the only time you would ever use it for banking, as everything else is too far away to bother doing it for. Yeah, I had to mess around with my Steam settings quite a bit for some of the updates. I had that issue a lot in the past. One of the things that was really annoying is I normally use Steam through OBS, or OBS through Steam. And for a while, it liked not updating my games while I had it open. And then I realized, oh, there's a hidden setting in like a billion menus that makes it so you can override it, so it'll always try to download while you're playing a game. It was actually preventing me from downloading stuff quite a few times in the past. Because they actually changed where it was like a year or 2 ago, and I didn't realize it. Because before you just right-clicked on the game and it would just switch it per game. But now there's like a global setting that you have to switch on Steam. Because switching it just for the game doesn't work. You have to switch it for both the game and the global setting now. But yeah, the main goal at this point is pretty much just get enough knowledge so that we can unlock the passive activity for Bone Right. It is the game plan for today. And of course do the quest, which we already did. And we're back to 100% quest completion. As per usual. Though 100% quest completion is going to be so free on this account. Because we never have to grind for anything. They mentioned before they're never going to do a quest with a higher requirement than 200. And given that the most recent 6-star quest, the highest requirement was like, what, a 68? I think we are good for forever. It doesn't seem like they're doing a higher star level unless they're going to make it go all the way to like 10 at some point or something. But yeah, for the rest of the time, we should just be able to immediately do whatever quest comes out. At least on the main account. Obviously, the alt accounts will take forever. For them to finish every quest would be like months at this point. But our main account at this point, yeah, quest comes out, we just immediately do it. Every single time. But I do wish they would have added a little something more than just the portal stone for this quest. I was hoping we get some kind of cool pirate-themed weapon. Though one future reward it might have is that one boss that you have to fight. Maybe it'll be a repeatable boss or something at some point. Once they start adding bosses and everything. Because so far out of bosses that have existed in the game that I wish are repeatable is the pirate guy who we just saw. And the big frog creature from Chapter 2 that you fight in the main storyline. Out of any boss they made so far, I feel like those would be the best two for a repeatable one. Just making them hit harder, have harder mechanics, stuff like that. But basically just what they are, but add more mechanics and make them hit way harder. Oh, I need one more knowledge point. I didn't realize we're that close. That's not bad. Alright, one to go. Because the main thing I'm trying to AFK bone rate for right now is the 258. This makes it for when we get gather up later that I'll be able to go and be able to dunk all of our bone spikes tier 5. Because we're still working on that one goal we had a little while back. Because we ended up polling a long while back once we got 200 all, what we should go for next. And what ended up winning the vote was 250 all. So honestly, I've still been going for it. Obviously, that will get us to 250 bone rate when we do that, and a little bit excess for future stuff. But yeah, this is still the goal right now, 250 all. I've even been doing a little bit of AFK merchant. Though I'm at the point where I need to go do active merchant now because it's at 259. I was actually doing that last night. But now I need to go active do merchant to 269 so we can go get 250 leatherworker. Probably go all the way to 260 and just cash some of it in. Because that's when you hit the wall for leatherworker. But I need that for 250 leatherworker. And then, yeah, bone rate could, or stonemason could just be AFK, though I do need to manually do it some at 233 to 240. But then we can AFK it from 240 to 250. And then, yeah, the only thing left is just a few knickknack stuff in Chapter 1 and 2. I'm hoping some of the stuff into Chapter 2 quests are going to make it easier to train some things there. So I'm probably going to save those for last. So after I finish out, because right now my main goal is AFK bone rate, and then manually do stonemason and get that to 250. Basically get both these two around 250. This to 258 and that one to 250. Once that is done, I pretty much focus on Chapter 1 until we get 250 all, which mostly just means Chef and Forger. And then after that, yeah, I'm hoping that the 2 new quests for Hope Forest by then, which should be out by then, will end up assisting us in some way for that area. Either some kind of alternative way to train carpentry, or some kind of new node, or whatever they end up doing there. Something that can assist us. That's pretty much the game plan currently. Most of it being passive. But some of it will be manually trained. Like, I gotta go manually train 10 merchant levels at some point. Maybe we'll stream it as well. Just one day of nothing but merchant. I burn out on merchant so quickly, though. I love it so much. But gosh, my brain cannot handle more than like a few hours of it. Also, I'm not sure if Silk is any good. I haven't actually tried it yet to see if it's an improvement or not. If nothing else, it does help make all your contracts better, so it has that going for it. So all my contracts are stronger now compared to before. Also, hello, Stefan, if I didn't already say hi, by the way. Welcome, welcome. Everything's been going well. I don't know, what have you guys been grinding in Brighter Shores, or have you even been bothering to? Because I know the player base has fallen off like a cliff and a half. It fell off the cliff's cliff. But hey, we're still around. Not as much as we were, but we're still around. Still been playing literally every day. Might be way less every day, but still been around every day, just not streaming it. At this point, we've only really been streaming when things happen. And I would have 2 days ago, I was just busy the last 2 days. Pokemon Go lost 90% of its user base after 3 months. It's fine. Yeah, most games are like that. The main game I've been playing for like 10 years now, it basically reached its lowest player base ever about like 9 months after the game launched. And then only kept growing like every single month forever since then. That stagnated a little bit the last few years. But it basically did like 7 years of perpetual growth, despite it being at its like the lowest number ever after 9 months into the game. Yeah, games do that sometimes. Right now, the biggest issue with Brighter Shores is it's in a really in-between state right now, where they keep drastically changing some of the things, sometimes for the worse, sometimes for the better. But it's in a really weird state where it's, you know, incomplete, basically. Where all the features that they do want to have in the game as fundamental features are just not in there yet. And combat is left like half finished currently. Which feels really awkward to ever do combat in the current state of the game because of that. Which also makes a lot of other things not rewarding since almost everything feeds back into combat. Yeah, that's definitely the one my accounts are the lowest on. Because Fisher, you can literally just do off of passives if you need to, or the ventures, I mean. But when it comes to Forager, you basically have to go manually train it. Like, you can passive it, but it's way better value to manually train. Same as Merchant in that regard. They both give such a good knowledge per hour that you should pretty much always be manually training it, ideally, rather than passiving it. You still can passive it if you want here and there. But Forager and Merchant are the two biggest ones that are really important to basically train manually. There's a few others in that category too. Like obviously something like Chef is really bad to the passive for. You just burn money compared to normal Chef that just makes pure profit. But the main two why Merchant and Forager you normally want to manually train is because of the amount of knowledge per hour they both give. Being some of the highest in the entire game. And by some of the highest, I mean the highest in the entire game. The most higher foraging methods do assume you're dropping everything, though. Oh, please don't go that far away. No, I was hoping you would come back. Come back, come back. No, don't. Come back, come back, come back. No! I think it's going to be the first time we don't get the rack respawn. No! Oh, that was really bad RNG. That was horrific. Alright, there's no way we get the rack respawn here. Yeah, we're not going to get it. No! We didn't get it. Oh, we're going to have to do a really weird pattern for this one, then. Equinard was so bad, we got to go grab another rack somehow. That or just bank 23 items instead of 24. Well, worst comes to worst. By the time I finish this cycle, that thing should be respawned. So I can just grab it. I guess it's not that big a deal. It's going to be slightly slower, but not that much slower. Because the endpoint is like right next to it anyways. The problem is there's an extra delay every time you go in or out of the water. Which you skip when you just teleport away. Oddly enough, we have not gained a single Forager or Fisher level yet, though we are getting pretty close on Fisher. But as far as how many I intend to get down the line, I really only want enough Gennards for Chef. I don't plan to actually train it. It's not really worth training until we're getting to like drop Flounder or bank and or drop Mana Ray. I'm not sure if I want to bank Mana Rays or not. Because they're too far away to use the new teleporter for. So if I was to bank them, I'd be banking them off the storage rift. And by storage rift, I mean like that storage rift. So you're going all the way from over there to there. Which is not close at all. Yeah, we got a good spawn here. Oh, they got a bad spawn. They're about to get hit. You can tell by the fact they're not in the room yet. They got RNG'd. But the main reason you kind of want to start training around this area is the lobster. We can start doing lobsters at 331. We also get an EXP boost, the final EXP boost at 310 for manually catching them. But I really don't have much intention to get Forager that high, though. Like, I just want to have 250 for 250 all. But there really isn't any reason why we're getting 250. There is a reason why we're getting these racks, but after we get, like, 1,500, 2,000 racks, I never need another one ever again. At which point, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing for Forager, then. Because it's in, like, a really awkward in-between until you get to, like, drop Pondweed. We're just in a state of, like, what should we even be going for? Unless we're just dropping everything, I guess. Luckily, the method where you do it, I think is around, like, 5-6 knowledge an hour. Oh, no, we're gonna get a Far Gennard again, aren't we? Okay, I need to start grabbing this guy, because sometimes he just loves going a mile away. Alright, we didn't get bad RNG this time, luckily. Last time it was, like, all the way over there by the time we came back. Wait, did I accidentally skip one? Oh, no, we got it. Why was it already respawned, though? Okay, that was weird. Whatever it did, it worked out. Also, that's something I wish they would add, too, for this potion belt. I wish you could hotkey these. Because otherwise, you always have to keep this menu open. I guess one problem with the hotkeys is you have to remember which one is each. But I'd rather have to remember them than have to constantly keep another menu up. Because that's the one big downside of having to do Merchant now. Is you need 5 windows open, but you can only keep 4 open. Because one of the windows you need open now is the new Potion Belt window. And while there are activities like this where you don't need map or anything like that, but there are activities where you do. Because the problem with something like Merchant is you always need to have the bounty menu open. We're also still needing basically every menu we have open now. Oh, so yeah, that's a milestone we reached recently. We got to 4,400 recently. We're almost at 4,444. Fun numbers. Gosh, our levelage has been going so much slower after 200 all, though, I do have to say. I do feel like that did burn me out a little. Actually, finally getting like 200 all. As it is noticeably slower when everything is, you know, post 200. Like every single one of your skills. Like we haven't gained a single level to stream, by the way. I know we did a quest for like half of it, but still. This whole time we have not gained a single Fisher, Forager, Combat, anything level. We're getting close to getting a double level though. Oh, so not this inventory, but the inventory after this, we technically would have reached our main goal. Which was to unlock the passive that we need for tonight, which is the Bone Right one. I could technically try doing that on both my old accounts too. They definitely can't do this quest though. They can't even do the potion equipping potion equipping quest from the other week, from like a few weeks ago. They're missing the everything requirement. They don't have the Forager level, they don't have the Alchemy level. They're missing everything. The nice thing about that, though, is one of them is pretty much already ready to go to Branolf Inheritance the second they finish that quest. Because they pretty much have the cooking level, they're just missing Alchemy. And the Alchemy level you need for the Potion Equipping quest is almost the Alchemy level you need for the Branolf Inheritance. Like, after the quest record, I think you're only like 2 levels away or 3 levels away or something. Puts you really, really close to it. I also have 42 gold right now. Still not sure what I'm investing it into. Obviously, we're trading around the corner, I guess technically trading. But there are people with like multiple platinum, so we definitely don't have that much money to work with. If anything, we might actually want to focus on selling stuff. Because I have banked quite a bit of spare resources of various kinds. That might actually be more worthwhile to spend while people are loaded on cash. These will be enabling trading. I have contemplated multiple times if we're staying like Iron Man mode or enabling trading. But I am going to enable trading on all 3 accounts. Though if they ever add a harder Iron Man mode, I would make an account for it as long as they add another slot. Or as long as they don't ban us for multi-boxing. Which is currently against the rules, but hopefully it'll add another slot by then. So we could play like a hardcore or whatever they end up doing. There's our max hardcore and old school RuneScape. Still alive, by the way. Haven't killed it yet somehow. Who knows, it's the first Iron Man account we ever made. And the first time I really ever bothered doing PVM in the game. But it is somehow still alive. All the grinds on it right now are so annoying. We're currently 90 million woodcutting XP without the woodcutting pet. Which is like halfway to max XP. It is so overdrop rate. It is like 5 times overdrop rate or something. But that... One of my other grinds is to kill like one of the worst bosses in the game. I have 2 Slayer tasks, one for Calfight Queen and one for Calfight Queen. I gotta kill like 300 something of it. Because I need the dragon pickaxe. It's such an annoying dated boss. They actually fixed one of them recently, Abyssal Spire. Or Abyssal Sire. But they haven't fixed Calfight Queen yet. It's probably notoriously the worst boss currently in old school RuneScape. Whereas before that would have been Abyssal Sire, but they fixed it recently. To be less annoying. Oh, there it is. Oh, we're ready to go on the main account. I guess we'll say hi to the 2 alt accounts real quick. And go bring him to his bone right AFK. Which we'll stay at for the next 8 hours. Until the other thing is ready. Actually, when is 8 hours from now? That's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Because I did it like right before bed because I forgot to go claim it earlier. So I was like, oh yeah, I need to go claim the thing for Brighter Shores. So it's all the way at like 1 a.m. before I went to bed last night. But I've still been keeping up with the dailies for this game. Not too much beyond that, but still been doing dailies and all the upkeep that it requires. Which is actually a lot post 200. Because realistically, on average, per activity that you're doing, it takes about an hour or slightly over an hour to get 4 knowledge points. Obviously, some activities can get that in like half an hour if you're doing like max efficiency merchant. But on average, it's about an hour to get it done, if accounting every activity. But the problem is all 3 of my accounts need that now. Not just the main account, but all of them. Which is definitely a lot more annoying on them. Because now instead of needing to do like 1 knowledge point or stacking 2 to have that last forever, they need 4 every time they need an upgrade. And they don't have access to like really quick merchant either because they don't have the shortcuts yet from detective. So normally they just train whatever they need to get trained, which is normally only like 3.5 to 4 knowledge an hour. Which means over an hour to go get them the points. Alright, let me go bank these, and then we'll go do the potion thingy. And go bring him to his... what is he making? The bone creature? Yeah, I think we have a Wendigo to go make. Yep, Wendigo skeleton. Aw, we're not doing T-Rex anymore. I like the T-Rex one. Alright, let me go get our potions because I don't have it on my potion belt right now. I have the 5% in case I ever feel like doing activities there. Which I almost never do. But for when I feel like doing it, they're there. Alright, what am I doing? I'm going to Hope Port to go grab 8 AFK potions. And then heading to the Wendigo. Also, I'm almost out of the stash. I bought about 1,000 before they got price hiked. And I've used more than half of them already. Because the math that I did for how many I would need assumed I was actively training them the whole time. The problem with that is I have not been doing that. So I'm already went through like more than half the stack. Obviously we could still buy more. But they were about 50-60% more expensive than they were before. There we go, perfect tile, love to see it. Got every corner skip ticked perfectly. But how many times we've had to go through that road, we have gotten so solid on it at this point. I sometimes mess it up from the other side because I'm not as used to going through there. Because you go from south to north a lot more than you go from north to south. Yeah, we'll bring him here, get our first time bonus, and then we'll go check on the other 2 old accounts real quick. If nothing else, we'll go get both of them a knowledge point. Unfortunately, there's no quest I can go get them to go do because they don't have the requirement for any at the moment. They're getting there, though. They are getting there. Alright, get our first time bonus. Though it still applies even if you don't stay logged in. I just like seeing it the first time. I gotta see it to believe it. It feels weird when you get it with like your millions of XP. I like to see it separately. Right at the beginning. Boom, there we go. Alright, anyways. Let's go see how the other 2 accounts are doing. So, other 2 accounts, what have they been up to? I believe they're both exactly the same level right now. They're both level 7, well they were. 765, 766. So their distribution is quite a bit different. This one is currently doing a dead AFK here. I actually need to go get him his point really badly because he's doing something completely pointless right now. I just didn't have a better thing to put him on at the time. But yeah, we need to go get him a knowledge point and go put him on, honestly, Forager. You don't have the Forager point, right? Yeah, let me go get him his Forager one. So they can start doing that and start AFKing Forager and Alchemy. So you can start getting some of these new quests completed. Most notably Potion Belt. Because I pretty much never use potions on these guys, but if they had Potion Belt available, I would start using it. But the problem is neither of them have Potion Belt available. So I haven't really been using it that much. Because there's definitely times where they still want a potion, like when taking ventures right now. Luckily, since it's in Hopeport, I can just buy it as I need it. Because right now we're claiming the Hopeport thing, so I can just go here and just buy it. But it'd be so much convenient if we obviously just had them equipped on us. But it's like a 46 Forager and 43 Alchemy, or other way around, requirement. Which of course is not there yet. So at this point, we'll probably go for the Forager one. They'll probably train it off of fishing? Yeah, we could do Puffer Eel right now pretty well. We'll go do Puffer Eel and go get it. Puffer Eel's like 4 knowledge an hour anyways. Plus I'm already here anyways. Oh, we technically could do Mana Ray. Oh no, I think he's still going to be a little short. Oh, come on. Well, I can go Puffer Eel until I could go do Mana Ray, I guess. Mana rays less knowledge per hour, though. We'd also just be dropping them to the ground. The problem with mana rays, I don't have level 41 for Limpet yet for Forger. So there's nothing on that beach that I can forge. But let's go get both of them a knowledge point real quick. This one so we can go get Forger, and the other one for, I have no clue why, I think for Alchemy or something? Because I think it's currently 8th Keen, the 26 Forger right now as we speak. Or is this what this guy's going to be transitioning into? So they could start getting the potion belt unlocked. And of course, the quest we just did, the Fisherman one, I think it's like a 66 Forger requirement or something. It's actually really high. You know, relative to an account that plays very minimally. Alright, there's our 50. It is technically worth switching to Mana Ray right now, from an EXP perspective. But from a knowledge perspective, it is actually better for us to stay on Puffer Eel. We also make more money this way. Whereas Mana Ray would just be drop everything. If he ever does go back to fishing, he'll have to do something better, but for now, this is fine. Oh, so do you have a better fishing rod yet? No, I already got it. It was at 43. I already bought it earlier. Just making sure. Just knew there was upgrades somewhere around there. Just not sure if I bought it yet, but yeah, I did. Actually, you know why I should really be getting him up? Because the other account's at like 50-something. I should really get his chef up. I kind of forgot how much lower this account's chef is compared to the other one. Oh yeah, and of course we have like an absurdly high bone rate level. The problem is I don't have the 4 knowledge points to go feed into it. I do need to go grind it at some point. For now, I've kind of just been trying to catch them up on quests. Because at this rate, with how little I've been playing the 2 old accounts, quests are actually coming out quicker than I can get the requirements for them. Not sure if there's other people in that boat who are like super early game, who are just playing the 1 account but aren't playing that much. But yeah, I'm getting the true new player experience where quest requirements are actually hard. Because on the main account, you see a quest is like, okay, yeah, let me just go do it real quick. Take like half an hour, in, get out. But on an account like this, it's like, oh, a new quest comes out. Time to go grind for like 50 hours so I can go do it. Maybe not that long, but it's pretty long. This is kind of funny. With the queue system, you actually can queue 1 single tile walk. But only 1. And only if it's your current action. I wish I would just add queuable walk. But currently you can only queue 1 tile. It's not even technically queued, it's just because it's your most recent action. I was to say, Puffer Eel is still really chill. Gives me nostalgia of when the game launched. When the population of this place was like 20-something. They actually had to nerf that at some point too. They actually lowered the cap of how many people can be in these 2 rooms. Because at launch it was something like 30 or something. Like 20 or 30. I think they lowered it down to like 10 or 15 or something. Just because the rooms were getting so crowded. And you couldn't even see where the fish were. Yeah, what is the player base right now? How many tens of people are playing? We are at 461 right now for player base currently. But we're still around. That'll get there eventually. Still gonna be months or years before it's really properly fleshed out though. As far as upcoming things in the near future, combat rework, like the proper combat rework, as well as Chapter 5 are the two I'm looking forward to the most. And since I haven't really gone for a 500 grind before, I'm actually considering it for Stonewall Hill. I'm considering doing it for Delver. I do plan to bank everything though, so I'm definitely not getting first place. But I kind of want to try for top 20 Delver. But bank everything that's relevant. Because you're going to need it for Armor Maker anyways, for 500 Armor Maker down the line. Plus it might help with Builder some. But I am considering being top 20 Delver, since we haven't really gone for one ever. And then we could just use all the resources for it slowly over time. It feels so weird how quickly the XP bar is moving. I'm not even doing the best fishing method we can be at our level range. And it's shooting up like crazy. It's only the second best method, but it has more knowledge per hour than the best method, so we're doing it for now. If I already had 41 Forge, I would be doing the other method though. Unfortunately, we do not. But that is something that's trying to AFK currently. Because we need 43 for potion equip. And the main thing, honestly, I want that for is ventures, oddly enough. Just so I don't have to keep getting a potion for ventures. Especially if we start getting more venture slots and we're going to need multiple of them. So far, no quest has added a venture slot. But there's no way that none of the new quests that they have are ever going to not add one. Like, one of them's going to. Probably the one in, like, chapter 4 or something. Like, for Chronopolis or something. Because it definitely feels like a quest that you would have associated to Merchant would give you, like, a permanent venture slot. Probably the one that unlocks brick and tiles. These 1 to 2 Chronopolis quests should unlock brick and tiles. Potentially with a venture slot as well, like a new one. But at bare minimum, unlocking the venture for brick and tile. Which is actually something I need to do on these account at some point. Not just whatever the requirement is for that quest, which is probably at least level 42 merchant. But I need to get to 43 merchant so they can at least be doing basic bricks. Just so we can start stacking them up for the main account. For low level builder. I do have some from chests, but I think I only have like 50 from all the AFK raid dens we did back before they were nerfed into the ground. Which, oddly enough, they are so nerfed that even at my level right now, at only 125 combat, it is still not worth doing raid dens. Which is kind of crazy. Like, I'm not sure what they were thinking with them. With how much they nerfed them. Because it wasn't a small nerf, they were just like nuked out of existence. They might as well just not even exist in the game. Hey, a new player. They still exist. That or someone's alt. After we finish the knowledge point on this one, we'll go do the knowledge point on the other one. Not sure what I want to do it with on the other one. Honestly, the other one might be high enough that I could do Forager instead of Fisher. Which would be better because Forager and Alchemy is what I actually need to get up. The only reason this one's not doing Forager is Forager a little bit awkward at this level range until level 29. I believe the other one's in striking distance of getting 29 within like a few minutes. He's just AFKing it right now, I believe, at like 28. Or really high 27. Alright, this inventory should be enough. And it'll bring him to his AFK activity, which is the shoreline. Which is kind of funny because that's exactly where we'll be picking up on the other account. We'll end exactly where the other one starts. Then we'll go finish out that account real quick. But yeah, at some point I do need to go grind them to 4 knowledge points. I also need to go grind the other thing, Stonemason, up. It's at like 202.5 Stonemason. I need 206 before I can do Stonemason again. And another 4 knowledge points. This one's just missing 4 knowledge points. What I should really go do with it later is like AFK or active AFK do chef. Like just do a bunch of stews. I just active AFK stews until he has all the knowledge he needs. It's probably going to be how I do it for him. Because he still needs 61 for Branolf. Because that's what the other account did. It has like mid 50 something chef right now. I just AFK'd it really hard while doing other stuff. The problem is we can't really do AFK Leatherworker, though. Because they need Detective for all the shortcuts to get Merchant up. And then they need Merchant to be absurdly high before they can actually start getting discounts. You basically need to go get to level 57. Like 57, 59 Merchant before you can even start doing like post 20 Leatherworker. It's actually kind of crazy. Because of how the basic hides are distributed on Merchant. It's something they should definitely reconsider in the future. Because basically to do Chronopolis, you effectively have to immediately go unlock the highest raid den. Which means you immediately have to enter that chapter and then go get level 83 Detective. Then after getting level 83 Detective, you need to go and immediately go get like level 60 plus Merchant. And then after 60 plus Merchant, you can actually finally start doing Leatherworker. But you gotta do 83 Detective before you can start Merchant. You gotta do like 60 plus Merchant before you can start Leatherworker. And then you finally unlock every skill in that chapter. Hopefully the quest that the 2 new Chronopolis quests they add will help bridge the gap a little bit in that grind. Yeah, there's pretty much a required grind if you're doing that chapter efficiently. 83 Detective, then get 60 plus Merchant, then do Leatherworker. Yeah, let's go bring him to his new passive he just unlocked. Start working on the equipable potion quest, slowly but surely. He'll get there in like a month. But he will get there. The only problem is the more they don't do their main skill, the longer it's going to be until they get 500. At current trajectory, it was originally going to be like August or like late September. At current trajectory, it's going to be like 2026. Like very early 2026. Yeah, there we go. Got his new passive activity. Though we'll wait for the first time bonus here just to make sure it comes. See the dopamine hit. And then we'll go do the final thing we need, which is 1 knowledge point on the other alt account. Which should be exactly on the tile we are right now. There we go. 10 XP per thingy. Gosh, they seem so low, but they are low level after all. And look, we're right here. Alright. Let's wait till it gets its 1, go do its daily real quick, and, oh, that's a bit lower than I thought it would be. It's only 27.5 Forager right now. I don't know, I still kind of want to go do Forager for it. And then go unlock it, the AFK for, for alchemy. Is I don't want to start manually doing alchemy again until 35. Because that's when you start getting the good new boosted potion XP rate. It's even higher XP rate than it was at launch, so you do lose money from it compared to at launch where you made money from it. So they made it easier to get 500 alchemy. But with some of the other changes they made before, they made it more expensive. But the amount of time it takes to get 500 alchemy was buffed the other day. As all potent potions are now more XP per hour. So overall, it's more so a buff. It just makes lower level range kind of awkward to do at some range. Yeah, let me go sell these because this thing needs every cent it can. It keeps going to like 0 cash constantly. Because I need to afford getting stonemason up. But we still need to buy level 206 stonemason. Which is really, 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 really high priority. Actually, so much so. Maybe I go buy it right now. With the money we have. There should almost be enough knowledge. You know what? Change of plan. I actually do kind of want to go do that real quick. At least with the money we currently have. See how far it can get us. It should be almost enough. Just use every last cent we have. Come on, I need every cent we can get. Come on, old trunk. Give me like 10 silver. Oh, not even a half. But yeah, we're so down bad on money. The first thing I'm doing when trading comes out is sending like 10 gold to this account. Ideally from the other account that has the 10 gold. Not from our main. These other accounts at like 7 point something right now. What am I doing? Flint. I'm doing Flint because it's a little bit more cost efficient. Though we can be doing Basalt for slightly better XP. But Flint at this level range is like 0.5 cheaper per XP. Though the XP is slightly slower. But the money saved is a lot. How much more gas? Oh, I'm almost out of gas on this thing. Luckily, we shouldn't run out the stream, but we will at some point soon. I definitely need to before we hit 206. We're not going to have enough to reach 206 with that much gas. Even if we did the best rock we could. This is the second best rock we could be doing right now. But even if we did the best one, that's not enough. But one inventory doesn't take that long to get. It takes like 5-6 minutes to go get a full inventory eel. But yeah, the main thing blocking us out of this, it's really unfortunate. You need 206 before you can start doing post 200. The bone rate one went a lot smoother because you immediately get it at 200. Like, it's literally right at 200. Like, the second you get to 200, boom, you're good to go. Unfortunately, that's not how it works for stonemason. You gotta manually grind from 200 to 206 before you can start getting a good XP rate. Which this account has not finished yet. They got about halfway there. But not all the way. Yeah, the passive activity we'll unlock for this is, even though it's still doing the other one, we're going to do the Wealth Potion. If I'm not mistaken, the Wealth Potion uses the 2 that we already gathered from Forager, which is kind of convenient. Because I AFK'd them some on the 20 Forager, and then had them AFK some on the 26 Forager. And what do you need for 26 Alchemy? Both of these 2 things, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it uses Louse and Sea Slug. Oh, maybe it uses Louse and Sea Potato, though. Oh, I didn't think about that. Well, they're going to have to AFK that anyway, so I guess that works out. But they don't have to. At level 29, they could start manually doing it. Because we could do Hogberry to Monument Piece at 29. And then obviously at 35, we have Potato. So there might be a very small range where we can get away with doing the passive there, but it's not that long. Also, I have been selling all these post 800 level 3 stars. All the ones below level 800 I have been keeping because they're not worth as much. But all of them over 800 are worth quite a bit more, so I have been selling them because this account is too poor not to. It just has too much not cash to be holding on to them. So I have been selling every post 800 3-star that it creates. Yeah, I think at this current level range, they're like 100 something silver each. It's not bad. Way more than these, which only give like 8 silver. They're pretty rare though, of course. But when we do get them, we do sell them. Something I won't do in the future, but this account is too pressed for cash to be picky about it. But in the future, we wouldn't sell them, but until trading comes out, we kind of have to. Unless we want to have negative money on this account, which is pretty much its current state at any given second. But we'll do a few inventories of this, and if we still don't have the full knowledge, maybe we'll do a little bit of foraging or something else. Or even just some quick chef or something. We gotta at least get a stonemason level there, so we're halfway there. And then the other half will finish whenever this cash stack is more than 0. Not sure what we're doing for the cash. Honestly, I'm just hoping trading comes out in the next few weeks. That's by far going to be the best solution. Because when I was initially doing this plan to get it to 500 stonemason, I assumed trading would be out by the time I hit this wall. The problem is it's not. You have to keep in mind, we started setting this into motion in like mid-November. So it was like, oh yeah, we'll have trading by like, you know, May. Little did I know that we might not even have it by June. Because at that time it was like, oh yeah, we'll have it by like the end of the year at the latest. Maybe like January at the latest. And here we are now in May, mid-May, and it's like, will we get it in June? Who knows? Maybe. Maybe not. So it was kind of off by like 5 to 6 months as far as when it would come out. Because the initial plan did assume trading would exist for the wall. But it doesn't, so now it's at a really awkward wall that is not really grindable. Since it doesn't have the money to grind past it. At least not properly. Whereas obviously if trading comes out, we just dump 10 gold on it and it's good for pretty much forever. Maybe not forever, but it'll last a very long time off of 10 gold. Because obviously it's making its money back from everything it does, both passively and actively. It's not like you lose all of it. I think what we're doing right now, we lose 40% of what we put in. So if we spend like 1 gold on it, we get like 600 silver back. Somewhere's around there. Oh, there we go! And that's what helps it. I think we actually might almost profit off this inventory. Look at that, 176 silver each. Once trading comes out, I will definitely never sell these to a shop. Because you could probably sell this to at least like 500 silver to a player, if not more. But I have to sell them now. The money now is more important than the money later. But when trading comes out, this is like bare minimum, like 500 silver. Hammer mages don't need it, but the other 2 classes need it for upgrading their equipment to 4-star. Oh, I have a few from earlier I didn't sell. I need to go do that. I need to go sell these. I was actually keeping a couple of them, but I do actually want to go sell them. Okay, so I got a bit more money than I thought then. Because that means it's like 500 silver just in 4-star balls we can go sell. And if trading was out, yeah, we could probably get like 2 golds total, but the 500 silver now is a bit more important than the 2 gold later. Plus, of course, it still takes time to sell them. It's not like they'll insta-sell the player. They'll probably sell pretty quickly, but it's not instant. It would still take at least a few minutes, if not longer. So I might need to finally start using the Discord for Brighter Shores. I have not touched it since like before the game even came out. But they'll probably have a trading section on that Discord. And I'm pretty sure it'll be the best place to trade. Unless there's a good in-game system by then, which I highly doubt. But the trading section on the official Discord is probably going to be the best way to trade. And just post a listing of everything that you're currently selling and buying. Hey, come on, Stonemason, you're almost there. Also, oddly enough, the first level of the entire stream. Actually, no, that's not true. The other one gained a fishing level. Our first post 200 level of the entire stream, I guess. Because our main account did not gain a fishing or forager level during all that. So of course this is our hammer mage. It's one of the reasons why we're doing the stonemason on this. Guardian's doing bone right. Main account's obviously doing smithing. And that way by early next year we should 100% have 500 on all of them. So any needs we ever have for making stuff we'll just be able to do between our 3 accounts without having to worry about someone else being online. Because while there will be some crafters obviously that have like 500 all, I think there's only 1 in the game right now, but there will be more by then. As well as a lot of people that have 500 in specific ones. Because I believe right now there's only 1 person with all of them. Which is Red Bean. Oh no, 2-tap as well. And soon to be Lusty Gronian. So yeah, by the time trading comes out, there will be at least 3 people with all of them at 500. But if you count the individual people with 500, it's still pretty high. I think smithing's the lowest one. As there's still not even 20 people with, oh, there it is, 203. But there's not even 20 people with 500 yet. Oddly enough, if I completely no-life smithing... smell is still there. If I completely no-life smithing, I believe we could actually still make leaderboard for smithing. It's like the only leaderboard we could actually still make if we really want to. Problem with that is we'd have to do mining and smithing for 10 hours a day for every day for, like, a month or 2. Which I'm definitely not doing. I think it's one of the only few leaderboards that hasn't been completely taken. Not counting, like, chapter-specific leaderboards, so yeah, obviously total level. Actually, I don't even think we can see ourselves at total level anymore. Oh, no, we can. We're 23rd. Right below Unbi, or above Unbi, I mean. We've both been basically doing the same thing, just bare minimum dailies and everything. Wasn't Unbi as high as, like, rank 3 at one point? Pretty sure it was. Like, rank 2 or rank 3. But he's been kind of just doing bare minimum like we have lately. I've been doing slightly more bare minimum, so we actually passed him by, like, 50 levels. Right, how much more gold do we have left? Okay, we'll do one more inventory of this. And that should get us the knowledge point we need anyway, so perfect. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to go teleport to Hopeport and just do Chef, I think, real quick. Because I think 1 thing of stew is enough. Oh, I was going to say, that way I can test out the new teleport. I forgot, this account doesn't have the teleport. No! I can't use the new Sentry teleport for the Sentry thing. Because even though this has the Sentry task, it doesn't have a teleport for it. And my main account has the teleport for it, but doesn't have a task. But obviously, whenever you want to go to Sentry now, all you have to do is teleport over to, over here. Assuming you have the quest done and everything. And then it's so close. Whereas before, you had to go all the way from here, go all the way over here, all the way over here, all the way around here, all the way up there, all the way over there, all the way over there, and then you get there. Now you just teleport here and walk like a few rooms away and you're already there. It's so nice. Haven't had the chance to utilize it yet, but at some point we will. Definitely makes that way better than it was before. But of course it does require that 6-star quest, which is count as nowhere near. It was like 66 forager and 68 fishing. 68 fishing shouldn't be that bad. 66 forager is the harder part. That's why both the 2 accounts are working on forager right now, AFK wise. Though mostly for equipable potion. But it also gets them 1 step closer to that quest. I think any new quest they added, the Herbalist Hurdle is the main one I want to go get. It's just too much quality of life to not go for. Whereas I can live without the portal for chapter 1 or 2. We don't really need it. Like, they'd be helpful, but they're not worth it enough to go out of your way to go do the quest for them. On an alt account. On a main, you definitely would. But on like a basic account like this, it's something we'll eventually get around to because I do eventually want to do all quests on them. But things like Forgotten Thing and Missing Fisherman are really low priority on them. As both rewards are basically just a teleport stone. Alright, let's go sell all of our junk. And then go do the final thing with like a inventory or stew. I should probably even do an inventory bacon sandwich. That is slightly quicker, plus we might have a task for it. I believe we're at the level range where I don't get tasks for stew anymore, but I still get it for bacon sandwich. Wait, let me remember to go sell these, because that alone is so much money. This will help fund us for when we need to go do it again. You should fund us until trading comes out, hopefully. As much as it pains me to sell 4 stonemason weapons, I need the money now more than later. And the only reason I'm selling the ones that are over level 800 is they're worth a lot more. Whereas the other ones are worth almost nothing. Like, if we go check these real quick, these are definitely worth keeping. Because they're only worth like 39, 39, 35, stuff like that. Whereas comparatively, these are worth 176 each. Which is a little bit of a difference. Just a little bit. Yeah, look at that, almost 1 gold. Nice. Actually, that will be a 1 gold after we get it all. Nice. Alright, let's go do a quick bacon sandwich. May even turn one in if we have a contract for it. And then bring it back to its AFK activity. And that should be everything we need to get done for today, then. Other than the grinds I really need to go do on them. Like, getting the knowledge points. Or, this one needs to get to 206 and the 4 knowledge points. The other one needs the 4 knowledge points. And the main account just needs to train everything. Oh, nice, scrap merchant. Okay, that one's actually pretty good. Yeah, I'll go turn that in. Alright, perfect. And that's great because I need to head over there anyways to go to the passive activity. So I already need to walk there regardless, so I'm not even going out of my way. Other than down the alley for like a few steps. But we have to go down there anyways to go do the passive activity we're going to head to. Perfect. Ah, Bitez is still here. He's been going crazy. He was like slightly below us at one point. Now he's like 300 something levels ahead. He has not slowed down. Because at absolute most, the most we could do is like 10 levels a day. So he's like a whole month ahead of us now at this point. And even that's pretty ambitious. Because assuming 10 levels a day is like going for 12 hours plus your passive activity is about what 10 levels a day is. And I've definitely been playing way less than that recently. For the first few months we played that much. Not since then, though. Actually, we kind of stopped doing the 12-hour days after, like, 2 months in. By the end of December, we kind of stopped doing 12-hour. Still played a lot, just not, like, 12-plus hour. But these days, honestly, we're down to, like, an hour a day, I would say, between the 3 accounts. Mostly for daily upkeep. Or if I'm AFKing something like Chef Stews or something. Even if this doesn't go all the way, it's fine because I'm going to get it from the contract anyways. And let me make sure I have enough for the contract. It is 7, so you can sell 5. Now we can make Wealth Potion if we want to go make that later. But I think we need to go a little bit deeper into Forager before we can get the other supply for free. Which this account definitely needs to for how little gold it has. Because that 1 gold will last us for like an hour. With how much money we burn while doing stonemason. That will pretty much only last an hour. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Any other anythings? Otherwise, as soon as we go turn this in and bring it to its AFK activity, I think we'll be ending it there for now. But yeah, overall, thoughts on the new quest? I do like it. I wish I would have added some other activity to do in that area. Seems a little bit weird that the only reward was a teleport stone, especially when you consider how the other teleport stones were, where you got a lot of extra content with them. Even something like Chapter 2, at least you got like Dock Leaf to go do with it. But yeah, it is a little bit strange that they didn't add like a new fish to catch with the rod that you made or something similar. Like obviously technically during the quest you call it a fish. I'm surprised that there's not like a repeatable thing. I think that's an issue that the game has in general right now, especially with some of its newer content. Is none of it's repeatable. Like it added some new content, but like nothing's repeatable from it. So you know, you get to have a little bit of fun initially and all that, but then you after like half an hour of it, it's like, oh yeah, there's nothing to keep doing afterwards with it. Like yeah, the teleport stone, we were doing that while grinding Gunard into the racks earlier, when we were doing that on the main account and getting our 4 knowledge points we needed. But you know, beyond that, like everything in this whole area that they added, like you can't do anything with it. They added like 3 new rooms. And aside from that teleport stone in that one room, like everything over here, there's not a single piece of repeatable content. Maybe you get like a cooking contract to go send to him. So I guess to that degree, you do have something to go do over there. A little bit, if nothing else. But I think that's it. Like, there's no fish to go catch. There's no, like, forager thing to go get. But, yeah, something to consider with other things that they do in the future. Because they did that pretty well in, like, all the launch title ones. Like, the one for this portal stone over here, you have a new resource you can go get. The most notorious one is probably Matubin's Legacy, where you get 2 new enemies to go fight. A passive activity over in this room over here. 2 enemy passive activities, so 3 total passives, one of them in that room over there, having walked in. A new mining activity. Like, you unlock, like, 7 different things from doing that quest, because you get blast mining, that's 1. 2 new enemies, that's 3. 2 new passive activities, that's, that are combat related, that's now 5. A passive activity for mining, that's now 6. Oh yeah, the venture of Brimstone, that's now 7. So that one quest gave you 7 new activities to go do, on top of the teleport stone. Whereas the one for chapter 2 only gave you 1 new activity to do on top of a teleport stone. And the one for chapter 1 gave you 0 new activities to do with a teleport stone. Unless that guy is a cooking contract, in which case I guess you have 1 activity of, you know, bringing him a cooking contract, I guess, technically. Which is like another thing you can have from the thing. But, yeah, I think that's it. So I guess you can count that as 1 activity, technically. So it's more than 0, barely, though. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. But yeah, whenever they do more content again, we will be back. I'm not sure if we will be before then, unless they do something drastic, like drop trading. But I guess that technically would be new content or something. But otherwise, yeah, whenever they do more content, we'll be back. Otherwise, we'll just kind of just be poking around. We'll still be around, still be playing every day, just won't be streaming it every single day. But yeah, next time the content drop, I'll mess around with it as per usual and go from there. Anyways, guys, hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone! And thanks for watching.